Hey guys, TS over here. Hope everything's good. In this video, I'd like to cover certain thing that I have observed among people, and obviously people who are interested in so-called the Mandela effect or the phenomenon that is going on. And we want to do researches and whatnot. Uh, but I've noticed that there are a lot more fake ones. Like those guys who just want views. Now quote unquote the Mandela effect is like a keyword, and they know that it's like a search keyword where people, genuinely who are interested, they would search it. But there are trolls who would want to take advantage of such situation. And one other thing is that from those who are quite, I don't know, uh, attentive and self-protective people, I guess. But regardless, I just wanted to make a point that most of the people who are attacking so-called the Mandela effect, or those people who say that they had proof against the Mandela effect, it seems like they don't seem to have any idea. The Mandela effect is something that is false, right? It's something definitely false, but a lot of people taking that as true. I mean, let's put that simply. Let's say you come across with Fruit Loops that spells with FROOT, and you take that as true, then obviously that's false. You're taking what's false because as far as my memory line is concerned, it's always been FRUIT, not FROOT. So if you are of this world, and if you belong in this world, and you know anything and only thing of this world, you will always believe that FROOT is always been there, okay? When it's even false. So basically, simply put, you are believing, no matter what kind of stuff there have been in the history, no matter what there have been, if you believe something false as true, right? And then you continually believe that as true, then you are living in so-called faulty reality, so to say. And what the Mandela effect people are saying is that there is discrepancy. All right. It's not like, oh, somebody went back to the history and changed it, whatever, you know. It's not like, oh, in the middle of whatever history, somebody changed it. It's not like that. Oh, it's in the middle of like King James Bible translation, someone changed it. Nothing like that. Okay. I respect the people who are in this timeline who would be confused to that. I respect that. I don't deny that you have that particular history in this dimension or the timeline. What I'm saying is that the from the very fundamental, from the very basic, the people who are only for views, only for uh, I don't know, self promotion, taking this time or opportunity. I'm not saying that's bad. What I'm saying is that people who are genuinely curious, um, basically, because you do not know what is going on, you're making fun of the people who are quite serious about this stuff. Let me give you an example. As you know, there is a person from England, and I think he's a troll, and he's a total troll, I'm sure. But thing is, here's the point. He says that it's something is madness, right? Without actually uh, telling us why that is mad. His argument is that because he finds, let's say, the scroll in ancient times. In that scroll, it says such and such, and therefore it's always been such and such. Like let's say for Isaiah 11:6, it's always been the wolf. This person might say, based on the scroll. I'm not denying any history of this world, of this timeline, of this dimension. Not denying it all. In fact, have at it, have your history. What I'm saying, what we are saying, is that whatever you have here, that's not in contention. Okay? This is not called whatever evidence. It's just another black and white, just like King James Bible version, for example. How the King James Bible version, those people who know right now already, we know that how King James Bible version is being attacked to usher in the Antichrist. Yeah, there are many false converts. There are many clueless so-called Christians who would attack people based on their false understanding. The Mandela effect, we don't have any contention in history and what has been. It's always been in your timeline, Magic Mirror. It's always been fruitless with FROT in your timeline. I understand. It always been whatever it's been. I understand. That's not the contention. Yet there's people would just group a whole bunch of people and say they're mad and this sort of things are mad when they're the one who actually do not even have one inclination or even any idea what this is all about. Again, Mandela effect is a lot of people think that the it happened because the Nelson Mandela or whatever, but that's not the cause. If there's an effect, there's always cause and effect, just like the guy in the Matrix say. Now, what caused that effect? My humble opinion is that because of projects like, that the sort of Mandela effect project, Mandela project. I call that Mandela project. And after the Mandela project, there's Mandela effect. Mandela project is when people and some other guys who are so controlling and manipulated. Mandela projects are done by those people who are or who think that they can play God, who think that they can control your life. Okay? That's Mandela project. And also you probably seen many places where it says bond number one, this Sorn guy holding up a sign, bond number one. I understand number one bond is, his name is Barry Nelson. His last name is Nelson. Mandela is first name, right? So it's Nelson Mandela. Yeah, we can drive that, okay, that's a project. However, there's another projects similar like that. As much as we can think of Nelson Mandela, right? Just because his last name, the bond number one's last name was Nelson, we have to think about his first name as well. His first name is Barry. Another project, another Mandela project that in my humble opinion that has been playing is not just on Mandela only, but also people like Barry Soetoro, even some high profile whatever celebrities. I know that is far-catching. I know it's hard to understand, but given the genetic engineering and all the scientific mechanisms that we can use, we can simply, as much and correctly and precisely match up exactly that person. Meaning we can copy a person. Meaning we can copy a dead pet. If you have a pet and money and you miss your pet and you want to clone your pet, you bring its hair and they'll clone it for you, copy it for you. We are living in this sort of society where anything, even the living thing, can be copied. Likewise, Mr. Nelson Mandela, likewise, Mr. Barry Soetoro, they all gone under projects. And we kind of, at least I kind of call that Mandela Project. And due to that sort of project, due to people playing God, there are effects, there are glitches, there are hints, there are bad things and good things going on. So for the people who do not know what the Mandela effect is, they'll continuously come up with this sort of idiocy, saying this is a proof. No. Let me show you what proof is. And this is a very simple and short one. And this is like the proof that I could share.
Miss Gracie, also, ich wäre dankbar für ein Glas Wasser, wenn es keine Mühe macht.
What you're hearing right now is that in German, he's asking Miss Gracie if she can bring water. You know, I'll be appreciated if you can get me some water. That's what he's asking, right?
Oh, Apfelwein auch da.
And she's saying that, you know, she has special tea.
Den würde ich nicht abschlagen.
Ich hol welchen.
Now she's getting it. Now here's the important part. In German, it says Wolfvater means like the wolf dwells, right?
Die Zeit kommen, wo die Wölfe bei den Lämmern.
It says Wolfweiden Lemon. Okay, but Wolfen means wolf, Weiden lemon, meaning dwelling with a lamb. Okay, in this 1941 German translated version movie. Let's look at the original a little bit.
Wölfe bei den Lämmern, Wölfe bei den Lämmern.
Sure be much obliged if I could have a cup of water.
Got some nip inside it.
Well, that'd go mighty good.
I'll be getting it.
And the lion shall lie down with the lamb.
You can clearly hear that it says the lion shall lay down with the lamb. So, okay, so the original says the lion. German translation somehow says the wolf. The Portuguese here, Leo, means the lion. So what the heck? This is what I call the residual evidence of the Mandela effect. Okay? Isaiah 11:6 it started never with the wolf. It started with the lion, because the passage talks about the millennium reign with none other than Jesus Christ. Not the Antichrist, not the wolf or whatever, but Jesus Christ. And that's why the lion, the king of Judah, was there always in Isaiah 11:6. Now, people, because they don't want to remember, or they see the wolf in black and white in their holy text, they all of a sudden decide to believe that now is the wolf is dwelling, when it's always been the lion. Even the actual original 1941, okay? The original 1941 movie says the lion. And somehow in German translation, it's the wolf. And Portuguese subtitle is the lion. So you tell me, guys. You tell me. What is the evidence? Is it just black and white, or your heart? What has etched in your heart? Was it the lion or the wolf? Certainly in my heart, Christ etched me with the lion, never the wolf. Even some books I have, you can actually check out my videos. Even the books is a hardcover version, right? I mean, you can check this other videos, but the books are a little different, because when author starts using the lion, right, and misquoting, especially when this is like published in many different versions, many copies, and still the lion, then guess what? Hey, You might think that, oh, the writer has a bad memory. I'm sorry. The writer has better memory than you. I'm sorry. It takes a lot more time to create and actually write proof text, edit, reread. All that takes process, okay? And then throughout the versions after versions, they don't just leave it there, all the mistakes. And even the television.
Right in the Bible.
Lion and the lamb will
Even the preachers.
lie down together.
It says so right in the Bible.
The lion will lie down with the lamb.
Even the movie.
It says so right in the Bible. The day will come when the lion will lay down with the lamb.
All right? So these are called evidences, okay? These are not called evidences. I don't know what all these guys over here are talking about. All right? Those people, I don't know why. And also, when you look at this person, it's all about Mandela. And look at me, and look at this. He's attacking people personally. But regardless, it's all about views. For what? For his view counts. And to what? To attack people. With what? With straw man. With nothing. All right? Nobody's attacking scrolls. Nobody's attacking King James Bible or the history of it or the black and white of it. Straw man. Nothing but straw man. This sort of evidence that we are interested, okay? What the heck happened? In between, what the heck just happened? The writings, the films, what did just happen? All right? Isaiah 11:6, always been the lion, now it's the wolf. And just because it's been so in black and white, and therefore so, see, these people, they believe what they see only physically than what God has etched in their heart. I hope you know what I'm saying. They believe what they can see only and what they can Google only over the truth that God had put on their heart. And this is why they want to believe the wolf over the lion. This is why they want to believe that golden cow, whatever the history, whatever it's been, and whatever they can find in the search area, that's their God. That's their golden calf. And with that, they think that they can troll you. With that, they think that they can condemn you with their golden calf. Again, I'm not denying that we never had a scroll or had a scrolls or anything. I'm not denying whatever the content. I'm not denying whatever the content in Isaiah 11:6. Let's look for it. Isaiah 11:6. Well, that's German, but though. Let's look for it in English. Okay? I mean, every part is all wolf. All of a sudden is all wolf. Wolf. Not the lion, but the wolf. Every film, every major publications and researches, it says the lion. I mean, do you think that these producers and writers, they just like, okay, let's make that same mistake over again and do the same thing. Let's make not just a leopard or a chicken or like a pig, but let's just confuse it with lion. Yeah, that's what they do, right? These guys, movie producers and movie writers would just get together without doing any research, without digging up any Bible, like this old man actually reading off the Bible. They would just say, oh, okay, it's the wolf, right? Oh, it's just the lion. Oh, it's the freaking lizard. Are you freaking kidding me, guys? Please. Wake up. I know you feel like it's always been so with the scrolls and the quote unquote King James Bible version, whatever. I know, I understand. But think about it. You only think that it always been there because of these stupid quantum choices or mechanisms, okay? Because in quantum technology, in your search god, Google, this is as true as the lion. That's what this artificial intelligence is considering, okay? And this is why, and because of this sort of collective consciousness, Satan thinks that it can change the laws and times. And this is exactly the signs and wonders of lying signs and wonders from Satan that we are witnessing. This lion being changed to the wolf using quantum mechanics, using quantum artificial intelligence that doesn't even know what is true or false. I mean, that is the whole problem with this stupid quantum mechanics. It's not human. It doesn't know what's good and evil. What's good to human, it has no idea. What's bad to human, it has no idea. It just go by 1 + 1 is 2, sometimes 3, or it could be 1. That's quantum. So it thinks the wolf is all okay. So think about it, guys. Was it always being the wolf, really? I know that you have certain memory in 2000 something that it was the wolf that you read once. Okay, I'm not denying that. But was it the wolf all the time, really, when you are even reading it? I mean, that is the question. Are you believing the golden calf? Are you believing what's changed? Are you believing what's false? You see, God said he will send strong delusion so that, unbelievers would continuously believe what's false. So if you believe what's false as true, that means you are in that strong delusion. Let's get that straight. If you do not know that you are deluded, I'm sorry, that means you are in that strong delusion. For the people who do know the difference between this one and that one are not in that strong delusion because we know the difference. You are the one who actually do not know the difference, saying that, oh, this is a proof of whatever, oh, this is a nail, whatever on the coffin. And then you can only, say your opinion without being able to understand what the Mandela effect is. And not only that, not just once or twice, but every day for views. And I don't think that's what people are looking for. People are actually looking for something to learn, something to actually to ponder, not to actually try to understand where you're coming from with your idiocy and ignorance. Okay? So those people who are trolling, those the Mandela trolls, I hope that first you understand what the Mandela effect is. And secondly, I hope you understand, what types of the Mandela effect there are, because there are two types, one from God and one from Satan. Just like in the book of Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians says that, Satan will show many wondrous signs and lying wonders and signs, of course, right? And right after that, God has promised. God said he will send strong delusion for those kind of people who would continuously believe was false. That is actually what is going on. So, what are you? Just a minute, let me just have a little drink a little. Excuse me. So what are you? Are you a man who believe what God has etched in your heart? Or are you a man who just believe what you see? Thomas did that once. We call that doubting Thomas, right? Doubting Thomas, he He was like saying, oh, I got to have some kind of physical proof, right? And that if I don't have that physical proof, then I cannot believe him. I cannot believe Christ resurrected. That's what, what Thomas said. So when you have a choice to believe something, would you like to believe like Thomas, or would you like to believe like a believer, like a true, genuine Son of God? I mean, after all, Thomas believed Christ because, he was shown. And what have we shown so far to us? What are the things that were shown to us so far? And with what's shown, is this something that we attack? I mean, think about this. Whether that's Mandela effect, whether that's whatever theory, or whether it's whatever, it's about being separated. It's being divided somehow. Do you find yourself fighting with others more than you ought to? Do you find yourself arguing? Or even this, why would you do that? See, we got to ask that ourselves. Why is this happening? Why are we doing this, each other, and such? And all these things are actually something that's quite hidden from a lot of things. Now, I've talked about the lion and the lamb. I mean, it's like it's gotten my own spiel now. If you go to my channel, my videos, you can see mostly they're like the lion versus the lamb. Okay. And the reason why I'm focusing on this is because not only it was never the wolf, okay, and secondly, when the scripture uses analogy of the wolf, it was never used in a way of any peaceful connotation. Would you understand what I'm saying? It was never taken as any sort of communication method to be used to express peace. The wolf has nothing to do with peace. That's what I'm saying. All throughout the Bible, if you read the word wolf, whether that's New Testament or Old Testament, everything and all are not good examples. Okay. The wolf in sheep clothing, and the Antichrist, anything that's dark, anything that's like something Antichrist spirit of, right? That's always been the wolf. But all of a sudden, right? Now this is where it comes in, whether you are actually familiar with what it says in the scripture or not. All of a sudden, it's the wolf, right? And you have a memory, long time ago, they reading it's the wolf. But not any longer than that. Okay? Only recently you remember reading it. I don't know, those people, I don't know how they've been reading the wolf, like 1941, let's say, but at least in 1941, at least when that movie, Sergeant of New York, was being made, we know at least those producers, the writers, the screenwriters, the editors, and all those people who are involved in that profession, they all use the lion. And after the movie's made, and somehow, in German translation, it made to be the wolf. There are two things that I don't understand. The first thing, the translator wasn't even listening to English original, and secondly, he wasn't even. I guess he was either looking at the scripture or whatever, intentionally or unintentionally. He says now wolf. How that happened? Don't you guys wonder about that sort of things? I mean, it's not like, oh, it's just, you can Google it. It's all right there. It says the wolf. I mean, look at that. The scroll. Look at the scroll. It's like, what, 2,000-3,000 years ago? It still says the wolf. I mean, you have no ground here, you may say. Again, that's not a contention at all. That's not an issue at all. Again, I respect you that you believe whatever of this world. All I'm saying is that, I'm sorry, guy, I don't remember. Or I don't recognize. You know what? I have a pretty good memory. And I know what I remember and what I don't. And I know what I recognize and what I don't recognize. They're two different, recognition and remembrance. Some people may remember wrong things. Some people recognize wrong things. What I'm saying is that it's not like I have bad memory. I just don't recognize the wolf in Isaiah 11:6. I'm sorry. And a lot of preachers, they say that the lion shall lay down with the lamb, even in their sermon. But as soon as they open up black and white, as soon as they open up this holy text of King James Bible version, let's say, and they read that black and white golden calf, and then they change their minds, like Nisler guy. All right, he would say, lion, and all of a sudden, because it says so in the Bible, now it's the wolf. And I'd like to ask how many pastors would be out there who can actually be facing up, who can actually remember what God has etched in their heart. You see, as I said, the millennium reign. Isaiah 11:6 is about millennium reign, the peaceful reign, the 1,000-year reign. Okay, that passage. And because of that millennial reign, we know there is Jesus Christ, because there's no reigning without Jesus Christ. Obviously, saints shall reign with Jesus Christ. And this is why the Lion, the King of Judah, Jesus Christ, was there in that passage. Now, just because you don't have that anymore in that black and white, it was never so. That's some people are believing. That's what they are doing. The belief of Thomas. They have faith of Thomas. They believe what they see. They believe that illumination. You see, when the scripture says that there is a true light, and yet the darkness comprehended not, it means the same as you and many of us misunderstanding what light is. I've given this example before, but if you were to shine your laser light onto the wall, you will point that illumination on the wall and say, that's light. I'm sorry, but that's fake. That's illumination. That's reflection. What is true light is between the source and just before it hit the wall. Of course, if your room is dusty and smoky, you will actually see the light line going through the space. Okay? Without that sort of atmosphere, you will not even see that light. Without any obstruction, you cannot even see that light going through the darkness. You can experience total darkness, yet full of light. That's what I'm saying. When people are pointing that reflection and that say that's true, that's what's going on right now. Okay? Nowadays, people are believing what's false as true. I mean, look at that. Look at the Bible again. The 2 Thessalonians that I actually share with you about the strong delusion. Okay, the strong delusion is not just about, let's say, the Bible changes or whatever, or even just about secular things. As I said, that there can be a project called Barry Soetoro, and their project can be Nelson Mandela, there are always double things going on. There are always more than one things going on. The same thing in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And let me share that with starting from the verse 9. I shared this with you before, but I would like to share this with you again so that you can actually get it. It's very important what this Mandela fact is. Verse 9, even him, meaning the Antichrist is coming, right? I mean, he already revealed himself, but officially he's coming. Who's coming is after the working of Satan. What kind of working of Satan? With all power and signs and lying wonders. That's number one. With all power and signs and lying wonders. Okay? That's from Satan. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. Because they receive not the love of the truth, they might be saved. But rather they don't believe, right? So this is why. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion that they shall believe a lie. Okay, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but the pleasure in unrighteousness. So, what is of God? What is of God is the strong delusion. It says, God shall send them strong delusion. That's from God. And so it also says all powers, lying, signs, and wonders from Satan. So two things going on. All right. So please be clear. When we see the wolf, no, it was never the wolf. That sort of strange, weird things. Right now we are witnessing these power and signs and lying wonders. That's from Satan. Okay? What is the strong delusion then? I'll say that mostly from secular stuff. Secular stuff like even a little kid can understand. Like, it's always been mirror. Secular stuff. It's a hint. God is sending strong delusion saying, hello guys, it's never been magic mirror, but rather it's mirror. God is the only one who's been screaming through using the secular medium to reach every one of us. It doesn't matter whether you go to church, it doesn't matter if you are Buddhist, whatever. He's using and he's sending this strong delusion so that he could reach every one of us in every culture, in every age, no matter how old or small, whatever you are, so that you could know what is false, right? God is sending strong delusion, for example, like Fruit Loops or like magic mirror or whatever, let's say. And that's always been mirror. It's always been FRUIT. And you reject what's false, that means you're actually being able to understand the difference. That means you are not in that strong delusion. So, what am I saying? The Bible changes most of the time that I witnessed. The attacks on the King James Bible version, many word changes, grammars, and all those, things are of Satan. These lying signs and wonders to usher in the Antichrist. Because after all, even the Antichrist will need his own Bible. After all, even this Antichrist and the false prophet will need their own quote unquote one word religion. And what is more convenient than Christianity? And what is more convenient than having it altered little by little towards more like Islam? And what is more convenient to combine these two major ones and then have other religions to be subordinate and be fitting under these two major ones, coming up with one word religion? You see, Many strange things are going on. Not just you're around your neighbor, not just your weather, not just whatever. There are many things are going on, and as I simply try to simply put it, two things: one thing from Satan, one thing from God. Would you have the discernment, or would you just believe what's false continuously? So when you know what is going on, then it's obvious for you, being passionate person, that you want to help others. And that's one of the reasons why I think that I'm out here trying to share what I think with a lot of you out there, and try to point out certain flaws, like trolls. Some trolls, they attack people without any reason and kind of build up certain straw man, saying, hey, I put nail on his coffin or whatever. If you are going to discuss anything, please understand what it is, rather than actually coming up with your straw man. Again, nobody's denying the history. Nobody's saying there's anything wrong with the history. Nobody's saying that someone in the middle changed the history. What I'm saying is that, simply put, if you think you're of the world, and if you think that you belong in the world, and therefore you love the world and what's in it, you might not be able to see what is going on. You might not be able to see the difference. It's not the change, it's the difference. There was never change in the first place. In this world, there was never change, so-called. It's just the difference. The people who are in this world, so to say, they just do not know the difference. They only know of this world. A lot of people who are not of this world know the difference, because, obviously, we know the difference. We've been there, and we've been here. So that's not a contention. Hey, I'm not saying that it's, for those people who always thought it was always the wolf. I'm not saying that, it should be lion. All right, believe what you want. And it is in fact that the wolf is actually dwelling with the lamb right now. Okay, it is true that Antichrist shall be ushered in real quick. Sorry, the Jubilee time is over. Okay, so-called Jubilee time is over. Now is the freaking serious time. Now is the hell break loose time. Now is the shit hit the fan time. Okay, I'm sorry about my English, or French, what have you. But now is the time. The Jubilee, all the happy, jolly 1 year time, gone. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. And I'm not going to convince the people who do not see. I'm not going to convince those people who can only believe what they see. There's no point. I'm just going to point out simply their errors and where they erred. Just like this one, how this person from England, how he wants to get so much attention and views, and use and abuse the keyword called the Mandela effect, and come up with the most bogus straw man, quote unquote, evidence. That sort of things I'll call out. Okay. All right. So so far, that's what I would like to say on this matter. I'm going to just quickly check out the chat area. Wow, look, there are a lot of people chatting. So I missed it. Anyway, hey, what's up, Stone Rapper PhD? Hey, bro, I really appreciate you. You got a lot of cool stuff in your channel. The one thing that I really like about you is that you are not discriminatory towards being nice to others. You know what I'm saying? Like when people are nice, they are nice, right? but they are nice, and then they calculate and nice, right? They calculate in their head, and if I'm nice to them, and these guys will be nice to me, and blah blah blah. I don't see that sort of calculation with you. I don't see this. I don't feel that sort of pretentiousness with you. So that's what I like about you. You are frank. You are straight up. So, hey, what's up, Rick? How are you doing? I'm just reading your chat area. So hopefully other people who do not actually, you know what I can do? I could actually like probably share the screen of what I'm reading, so people wouldn't be so left out. Let me take a couple of minutes break a little bit and go through your comments, because I think you guys have pretty good points here. So yeah, let me come back to that. Okay, I'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Go to the bathroom, get some water. But meanwhile, this is a later part of this video. I've said what I gotta say at first. Now I'm just gonna kick back and relax. Chat with my friends in the chat area. Before that, I'm gonna take a little wee. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Just quickly an announcement. As you probably noticed that I've been suffering from mass thumb downs. Some people just think that their opinion should sound more than others, and they massively thumb down on people's video. I don't know why they have so much evil like that. Think about it. If someone is massively thumbing down someone's video, that's like saying that I ought to take them more importantly than others, right? My opinions matter than me. My thumb down opinion matters more than your thumb down. Therefore, I can give 50 thumb downs on you. That's sort of like psychic. That's sort of like psychotic narcissism that we are facing. But fortunately, that as far as my channel is concerned, other than those trolls, there are many brothers that I like to share my blood, even die for, right? So anyway, let's look for what they're saying. Stone Rapper PhD, yeah, please subscribe to Stone Rapper PhD. Here you got pretty good stuff there. I'm a veteran of faith for 30 years. I'm teacher here from Austin. Like you are saying here, and like we are saying here, yeah, it's always been the lamb. You see, and the lion. in the Bible what they see. Now I've learned how to read what we don't see and catch all kind of. The lamb is Aries and the lion is Leo. It represents the sun and the sky, so they are the same. One is younger, and the lion is itself. Going astrology, but I didn't know about this. But thank you for the info. In Isaiah 11:6, the lion with capital L that represents Jesus Christ, King of Judah, and the lamb, obviously us, the saints. I mean, some people say the lamb also is Jesus Christ, but the saints who believe in Christ are also the lamb. Okay, so Isaiah 11:6 represents the relationship between Christ and the saints, how dwelling and how we'll be so-called reigning together. Princess Sky, younger lion when we are exalted. The wolf means winter. The devil is symbolic at the nighttime. Yeah, they are exactly the same energy, same dark symbolism. The story is one of the consciousness, beginning of the beginning of your life and summer. And when you mix the wolf, he's awful. It's really good. The negative energy does flow with us. So obviously there is a difference. Okay, whether that's wolf or the lion, obviously there's a discrepancy. So whether that's negative, positive energy, that is another topic. But the topic right now is actually the wolf and the lion, and how the wolf has been always throughout the history, which is never a contention, and that if you are going to build straw man around it, saying that therefore Mandela effect is not valid, then obviously you're making an error, of a logical error at that. So we've got, this is exactly what's going on. The Sons of God versus Sons of Man. I have a video called The Sons of God, just previous video. I suggest to check it out because it's packed. I mean, I could say, more about that, and I could mention about the Sons of God and Genesis, and I could mention about, all different occasions. But basically, go and check it out, the previous video called The Sons of God. This is what I believe, okay? You don't have to agree with me. Let's say long times later, okay? And the humankind is able to make certain humanoid that would service man, right? We are created in the image of God, and we call sons of God, right? Because we are created by God. Whereas, these humanoids or robotics or what have you, and of course, robotics these days are kind of crude with all that metal sticking on and all that. I'm talking about the real ones. I'm talking about, man, you are human, but yet you are a robot kind of technology I'm talking about. And that sort of technology, guess what, people? It's not far-fetched, okay? Now, let's say people have created these robotics or humanoids or androids in the future to service men and women, right? Who are having very busy lives. Women do not want to have babies anymore, go through all that pain. Men do not want to go through all that labor and go through all that service. All that has been replaced by these androids. They are so much like human, and they do better than human. They do better job than human. Let's say one time that these guys were replaced to service the sons of God. And let's say during this sort of technical time that you could in fact time travel. Okay, you could in fact warp the dimension. You could in fact travel without any limitation. Let's say they are working together. Put that together, then anyone can go back to Genesis time and plant their freaking seed of humanoid to beguile anyone. That's what I'm saying. This is my opinion, and it is my opinion that in the scripture where it says the sons of God came in to the daughters of men in Genesis, a lot of people translate that as the fallen angel. But the sons of God are not fallen angel. Fallen angel are the Lucifer and 1/3 of angel. And if you go, like, let's say these are or physically destroyed during the flood, yet they were resurrected by man with their spirit, fallen angel spirit, and then with that sort of political agenda, they can usher in, let's say, aliens, when they say that, oh, that's our God and such. I mean, you could, use that sort of argument, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the actual people and the actual techniques. Not only just quantum devices and any that sort of level, right? But also, in actual manifestation, and actually being made into like a human being, so that this robot, quote unquote, this humanoid can have baby for you. This humanoid can do lawn for you, can do the cooking for you, could be your sexual partner for you even. What if he or she replace every, little difficulties of your life? And what if that, any coding, that physicalness doesn't have to be beamed down in the past. So-called, they don't have to time travel their whole physicalness. If they have algorithm, if they have certain application or program, using that, they can conjure up any humanoid or quote-unquote androids anywhere, even if you have very crude techniques, because you have the key. But let's say you can even send people in the past, okay? Because we are living in a time where that sort of things are possible. Then what it says in the Bible, where certain genealogy has been tainted, where it hints there have been some sort of genetic experiences going on in the book of Genesis. Whenever we come across with certain abnormalities in the book of Enoch or any other literatures, all can be explained by this so-called, genetic technology, quantum devices, and different dimensions and time travel, what have you. And this is my thinking, that when he said the sons of man came into the daughters of man, the sons of God came into the daughters of man. Sons of God meaning believers in God, right? Just like right now, sons of God meaning believers in God. And daughters of man is creation of man that is in female form. So maybe there had been some kind of altercation in history, that some sort of coding was sent back there to pollute or to mix in certain genealogy during the time. And some people say that that's to do with reptilian or whatever. But yeah, I'm just kind of speculating that we are different. Sons of God and sons of man are different. Even the skeletons are different. Even the way we think are different. So, and that's why I think Rick was mentioning all of this is stuff inside our skulls. I don't know whether you are into this so-called theory that I'm speaking to you, but it's just that I don't know. It's just my thinking. Licky Smith, I'm surprised you have only 170 views for your Sergeant. I think you feel nice, etc. Well, I have mentioned this before. Just in case you didn't know, Liquid Smooth, I am quite censored. I'm being censored. I have over 7,000 subscribers, and I should have at least 500 to 1,000 views at least. But yeah, certain videos have almost like less than 100, and I noticed that some videos had like over 300 view counts, and then all of a sudden changed to like 100 something. And that happens after like whoever false flag my video. My videos are flagged left and right. So yeah, but it's very important. If you think that that is a true video, if you think that that's a video that other people ought to see, and I think it is, then yeah, please do share. Click like and do share, because when you click like, people see you click that like and will want to see that. Oh, by the way, I think I've mentioned it, but I have disallowed the thumb up or thumb down. You can still thumb up. I disallowed the rating, so to say, because of the massive thumb down I've been getting. So it is more. It has gotten more important for all of us to share the information we know each other, and we keep in touch. Besides this YouTube, but let's say on Skype or email, whatever, is really important to keep in touch, because as I said, I'm being censored. You cannot find me. You can probably find me by accident or coming to my channel, but you cannot find me in any search engine. I'm being quite censored, so please know that. Our carnal mind have work hours and sleep is our skin. The spiritual side is only when meditating and evoking this side of us. Well, God said to worship Him in spirit and truth. And a lot of times we are in meditation. It is good for your body, but sometimes it can confuse you. I know this because I used to meditate. I used to be in Taoism. I studied Taoism. I used to be a Taoist. And basically what meditation is the self-hypnosis. You see, I also am a professional. I used to be, not anymore. I don't practice anymore. I can still, give you certain therapy based on hypnosis. I am a hypnotherapist as well, professional one. I don't practice that anymore, but if I do, I can do so. I'm not into conjuring up anything, but I'm sharing and giving that person who is meditating, that guidance. See, there's a difference between meditation and hypnosis. Meditation in Eastern tongue, right? Meditation, in a way. And hypnosis is more like Western. The problem is that these days they use hypnosis to utilize in programs like MK Ultra, whatever they call it. Okay, hypnosis is the method to actually alter your mind using and abusing your brain waves. The difference between meditating and self hypnosis is that in meditation, you have no specific goal. You go in there, meditate, and within that realm, you take care of certain things. Whereas in hypnosis or self-guided hypnosis is done by someone to help somebody, but you can do so by yourself. We call that self-hypnosis or self-trance. In hypnosis, you go in there with a specific goal. You have a purpose. So there's a difference. Meditating and being in self-trance. Either one will work fine if you have a specific purpose in mind. Only thing is that what's invoking what? So that's very important. So if you do not know what you are doing, then you can be invoked by something quite evil. But if you know what you're doing, then you can actually enjoy the ride. You can actually utilize your brainwave, because that's all it is, whether that's meditation or hypnosis. You are so-called manipulating your brainwaves so that you would respond in a certain way, right? Brainwaves meaning like alpha, gamma, and all that. So this is why I felt kind of strange when I found the sign gamma on the Ford logo, and even the ones they say they looks like lambda. I agree, it looks like lambda, right? But what I was talking about is that if it looks like lambda, then what does that mean? I say it looks like gamma in capital form in a different angle. Because gamma, it represents something spiritual, something godly, inspirational, right? So when they say that, oh, it's lambda instead of gamma, then what does that mean? Because I know what gamma means, right? There's no such thing as lambda brainwave. So this is why I say that's gamma rather than lambda, although it looks like lambda. For me, it looks like gamma in a different angle. It's capital letter gamma in a different angle. But regardless, a little fun meditating. I remember when I was meditating, you can. I mean, there's so many things that you could talk about, but it's nothing to do with salvation. You don't get saved by meditating, so to say, but you can experience a lot of cool things. All right, so explain a bit more quantum and the Bible and other words, etc., bro. So there's heaps of info here, and one if you can, bro. Yeah, I mean, the Bible changes. I mean, I kind of briefly kind of share my thoughts. Is that those Bible changes that are done by the work of Satan are done because, no matter how advanced machine you have, whether that's quantum or not, it's not human. It doesn't know good and evil. So let's say something is violent, yet ultimately it's for the purpose of good. The machine wouldn't know that. Okay, so it would execute any coding or any false application according to however that it was programmed, and even that artificial intelligence will think that he's doing or it's doing what's right or true, because what's right and true are the same in the realm of quantum. Okay, because for us it's not about right or wrong, especially these days. For us it's about what's true or false, whereas this artificial intelligence, they do not know the difference at all. So this is where Satan can come in and basically utilize that sort of devices and technology, and even have our collective consciousness imprisoned in that quantum choices. And that's what we are experiencing. And that's what they've done. They F around with our lives. Okay, simple as that. Even just one change Because for me, I can, if I were to really look at it, if I were to really scrutinize certain thing, I can actually point out every aspect what has been altered or what the difference is. Like for example, even when around where I am, even the location of this property has shifted down. Even a couple of my favorite spots where I enjoy my spot, whenever I drive there, I have that particular spot where I say, thank God for this spot. This is just wonderful. That spot is gone, for example. That sort of geographical changes, right? All that is happening. Yeah, and also, we are in different arms, aren't we? I mean, you know, we are all we are in outer skirts, yet we are now like right next to black hole. We are in the center of the universe, and this is one of the reasons why we don't see that much of stars, and the nights are so dark, because 1/3 of them have fallen. When the sky passes, check out Revelation 6. When the sky passes, when the stars fall, and we actually now at this, you know, stage where stars actually fell, and now we are at the stage where we witness these dark skies. This is one of the reasons why we are witnessing more evil, right, in this world, because of this Lucifer and 1/3 of these fallen angel running havoc. Especially now the dimension is open and keep opening, there'll be more evil, there'll be more havoc around it. But what's more interesting is that, as it says in Revelation 9, this angel, meaning Lucifer, who has fallen, he actually opens, he has a key to the abyss, and that's his prison. God gave him the key so that he can open that dimension himself, open that portal himself, open that prison himself, so that first he think that he can let out all his minions out. And that's one of the things that we witness, all these evil things going on, havocs, crazy weathers, disasters, crazy people, crazy things, more crazy things to come, more tribulation to come. Now, if you look at later in the book of Revelation, you'll see that Satan and the false prophet are bound and cast in the lake of fire, not lake of fire, in the pit, in the abyss, right? In the abyss first. So they're imprisoned in that imprisonment, in that dimension, in that portal they actually open. In other words, they are going to be in constant loop. Technically, what I'm saying is they are in error. They will be in error, and they will be in constant loop for 1,000 years. Okay? So only after 1,000 years, you know, they'll be freed for a moment to be completely, utterly destroyed. That's like after 1,000 years, millennium reign. And that's where we are looking at, and that's where we are at 11:6, Isaiah 11:6, when Christ said that he will reign with us. The contention here is that now it says the wolf. What the heck? So was it always the wolf for you or the lion? Which one was it? Which one is true to you? You see, remember what I said about, it's not about right or wrong, but rather what's true or false. Anyone and everyone can Google. Anyone can research. Anyone can see something physical. Anyone can say, see, it says such and such, so therefore I'm right, you are wrong. Anyone can do that. Okay? However, will you know seeing that information, will you know whether that's true or false? That is the question. Most of the people who do not understand the phenomenon right now, yet they build up straw men and attack people personally, people like this person from England, is because they, well, want to willfully, ignore, and they're want to express their willful ignorance, but exactly because they want to continuously believe what's false. Now, here's another question that I have to ask people like that. If it is false to you, then why are you lingering so much? I mean, come on, does it make sense? If it is false to you, then why do you spend so much time attacking it? Think about it. Because deep inside of you, you know this phenomenon is true. Deep inside of you, that it's always been the lion. Deep inside of you, you know it's always been the lion. Now, because you see this black and white, you want to be right about it. So you deny what's true. We are in this sort of weird situation and period and time of our lives where we choose what we think is right over what's actually true. Would you understand what I'm talking about, guys? So in your dictionary, in your life, is it for what's right or wrong, or is it for what's true or false? Which does it ring more for you? Which bears more witness to you? What is true to you? That's the question. Think about it. I hope you get my drift, so to say, not in a bad way. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I hope you truly understand that we are living in a very interesting time. So take this opportunity. Do not fear. There is nothing to fear, even the fear itself. Only thing we need to fear is God, and that is for us to gain more wisdom and knowledge. There's nothing to fear. And because you fear, you attack. And because you attack with straw man, many people will take offense to that and will not take you seriously, no matter how much you say that you're a Christian or a number one religious figure or the Pope Francis or whatever humbleness, highness you are. It's not going to work if you're not going to be true about yourself at all. So let's be true. Let's be frank. Let's be honest. Because in this world, nothing's right or wrong, because everything is actually illuminating. Remember what I said about the illumination on the wall that is fake? And the same thing over other people considering this world so seriously and considering whatever of this world as real. Yet, without knowing, this is nothing but fancy illumination. So, covet after was true. Covet after was life. Because that's the only way, especially around where we are, when everyone now has voice and that everyone is so right. and you are wrong. If you are wrong about what they are right about, might as well be truthful with yourself. That's the most freedom. That's the most freeing way possible. After all, Jesus did say that he will make us free. Thank you for listening. God bless you and have a good one. Bye for now.